Bum ba da da. And we are live. There we go. Hey everybody. Welcome, welcome. Ooh, I have to fix the thing a little bit. There we go. Hey. Hey everyone, how's it going? Hope everybody's having a nice Sunday or whatever day it is for you in the world. I think it's Sunday for most everybody. Welcome everybody. Thanks for joining. People are already making ideas on how long it will be, how late I'll be. Jokes on everybody. I am right on time. Yo, welcome. I'm just going to have to really quickly tweet out that we are live, and then also put the broadcast thingy on MTG Goldfish. So 2 quick seconds here. Let's post this. Backseat Brewing. All right, that's good on one, and then the other one is broadcasting to the website. Say 1.5 hours we'll broadcast it for. I think it takes about 2 hours to get a deck done and ready to go. All right. Yep, there it is. We are good. We are golden. Hey, everybody. How's it going, everybody? You need a personal time zone? Personal time zone is Eastern time, for me at least. But do you mean like for just like a Tomer time zone? That would be great as well. Hey, Matthew. Hey, Necropolis. Yo, Atticus. We're building Mavinda Students Advocate, right? That is one that I haven't been requested of, Dylan. But we're doing something a little bit different. I have 2 picks in mind that I'm going to leave on the list. And then the third option, I'm actually going to let chat recommend commanders. I will pick one that I personally have an interest in, and then you guys get to vote on the 3 options we're left with. The thumbnail art is missing the plant. Well, apparently the plant is a subscriber bonus. Once we get to 50K, I'm going to raffle off this plant, so I don't want to get too attached to it. Are there no choices today, or is it back to Strixhaven? I think we're good on Strixhaven. We've done a lot of weeks of Strixhaven / C21. So unless people want to see a Strixhaven thing, that's going to be a thing that we can get to. But we're actually going to be doing 2. I'm going to also increase the size here so people can read a little bit better. I'm going to put 2 epic spells as options. The first one being Enduring Ideal. The reason why I put Enduring Ideal here is I was actually reminded by viewers that I had a really sweet Zedru list. That was very weird. It was one of the first iterations of Zedru that I ever had. Zedru is one of my oldest decks. I got it back in Commander 2011. So I got it in 2011. It was the first Commander deck I ever owned. And it went through many iterations. And one of them was an Enduring Ideal deck that I actually played on Commander Clash like 5 years ago on Commander Clash. And it's a really dumb deck, and it's all about copying Enduring Ideal, copying the triggers, and then winning in a very, very janky way. It's a very, very janky deck, and it's highly unique as well. Like I don't think you'll see this deck very often. So I thought it would be kind of cool to revisit the deck, rebuild it after 5 years of experience and updates and whatnot. So I'm going to leave that as an option. So the first option is going to be Enduring Ideal as a deck. And then the second option is going to be another epic spell that I actually also played a Also, it's been a one that is a viewer submitted option many times, or not many times, but more than once, I would say. And that's it's another epic spell, and it's Eternal Dominion. This one I've seen like a few times, also done where again you just try to make a bunch of mana, you copy Eternal Dominion a whole bunch of times, and then you basically kill your opponents with their own spells. And I've seen this Eternal Dominion often done with like Jaleva, for example, where Jaleva can cast a bunch of spells for free. Either it's an Eternal Dominion for free with Jaleva, or you cast like one of a fork spell for free with Jaleva. So it's kind of card draw slash a ramp option there. Grixis Colors is good for ramping out the Eternal Dominion strategy as well. So those are two things that I really like, and I want to put in as options here. So Eternal Dominion and Enduring Ideal are going to be two options that you get to vote on. Also, I apologize if I sound like stuffy. I'm kind of suffering a little bit from allergies today. So if I'm at all kind of like woozy, it's because of the allergies are kicking up, and it's kind of messing, kind of leaving me in a little bit of a haze. So I apologize if it's coming off on the stream. Hey Paul, how's it going? So we got two on the menu so far. Think we building Ruxa, to be honest. So I thought the third option would be cute if we kept it as options that the chat will come up with. That thumbnail art missing. Oh, okay, we got it cut there. Kanji looks cool. Bird Tribal. We've already done Kanji, actually. At least a new one. Are we building a video Commander Clash or what? We are going to be building something that I'm going to be playing probably either on a Commander Clash or a stream. Generally speaking, I play these on stream, but the only problem is that like Commander 2021 isn't available online. So if it's a C21 deck, then I can't play it on stream, unfortunately. So it's just kind of a fun thought experiment. Find some wacky, put in the frame so people stop talking about the planet. Wait, how does this epic thing work? I'll explain it soon, Flamboyant. Hey Jimmy, can you make Emergent Ultimatum deck? I definitely could. Can we play a janky tribal build? For sure. Like elephants or something? For sure. Hey Tomer, saw the second game with Playing with Power. You mean Play to Win? Yeah, great game, highly recommend. Yeah, it was a ton of fun. I love CDH. And Play to Win, the guys that Play to Win are super great. I really enjoyed playing with them. We actually recorded another one today. So if you want to see me play CDH even more, Play to Win recorded two more games this morning with me. So it'll be a fun one indeed. I think the blue one is cooler because it always scales to the table. Tutoring your own stuff can get repetitive over time, but Dominion is something new. That's true. Real question, is there a way to make real deck with all five epic spells? I'm sure if there is a way to do it with 5 epic spells, you probably do it with Cody or something like that. Definitely sounds possible. Or maybe like, not Raphaelos, but the Ramos. Ramos makes a ton of mana. And you basically need a ton of mana if you're ever casting an epic spell. Athrasius, Vile Smasher, Eternal Dominion. Yeah, usually the Eternal Dominion decks, all the ones that I've seen, at least, were Grixis. So it's either Jaleva or 2 partners or something like that. I like Jaleva a lot if we are Grixis, just because she has a way to generate card advantage and mana for our epic turn. Our Major Ascension. Have you done Xyrus yet? I have not. Hoffrey for the third option. That can work. Cedrus or Thromok are interested in commanders of me. Primal Surge. Glissa, Benefactor's Rock. That's nice. 5-color Golem, Dovescape deck. Well, this one, Enduring Ideal will definitely have a Dovescape in it. This one. I'm also going to share the thing now, y'all. Boop. I'm going to add it to the video description document. And then I'm going to also link it in chat. All right. Watch early game. Noise. Shalai as equipment or tokens is one of my first attempts at a deck. Nice. Shalai is sweet. In light of your Baron Glory combo shorts, we could make a Baron Glory deck. Yeah, that could be good. That could actually be fun. It would be something like Borosy. You don't actually have to do Boros, though. Like, you could go Orzhov, and there's, like, Karavik Spite. Can also pull off the same combo and stuff. There's a bunch of ways to win a Baron Glory. But I like Apocalypse, because it's just a cool spell. Would like to put Undying Flames as another option. Sometimes you just want to watch the world burn. Undying Flames could, yeah, I mean, it fits a theme here. Definitely fits a theme here. Hamza. Oh man, I could throw in Hamza, but I feel like Hamza is never gonna get there. 3 CMC Kalia could lead to a fun blink shell that's different from 4 CMC Kalia beaters. I agree with that. If you did Eternal Dominion, I would do Quark Sakashima. I think that is definitely one of the ways you can do it. The only annoying thing with Quark Sakashima is like they're so strong that it almost feels like why why are we casting the Eternal Dominion? That's the only problem with that. Narset into them. Yeah, Narset also works too. If you Cody cascade one epic to the other, does the first get countered? I don't know the wording on epic. It says for the rest of the game you can't cast spells. So if you cast the first one, I don't know if you can cast the second one. I'm not sure. Or maybe because they're already on the stack, then they already resolve at the same time. I'm not sure. Seems like the minion would be sweet for a steal your opponent's stuff deck. Yeah, I mean, yeah. That's basically what Eternal Dominion does. It just steals your opponent's stuff. Yeah, Jadzi. Fire Song and Sunspeaker. Dragon's Approach is a brew idea I've been thinking about. Dragon's Approach is interesting because there's a bunch of cards in Commander that don't really work in traditional singleton formats, like Pyromancer's Ascension. Not Pyromancer. What's it called? Ascension. Is it Ascension? It's an Ascension spell. Oh man. Ascension? I can't even spell it. You know what I'm talking about. Pyro something. It's an enchantment, and it doesn't work. Oh, there we go. Pyromancer Ascension. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that has the same name as a card in your graveyard, you can put a quest counter. Like, generally speaking, you can't run this in Commander because you only have is a singleton format. But when you run like Dragon's Approach, you can actually run these type of cards, and that's really cool. There's like a Harness of Swarm or something like that too that also works. Exis or Reek Overlord. Exis has shown up in every single one of our recent polls, and it's always been in second place. So maybe this is going to be the time. Maybe this will be the time. I'm not sure if I can bring anything novel to the deck list though. It's a very popular one. Kind of feel like I'm probably going to just leave Exis out at this point just because it's been done so much. I don't think I would bring anything novel to it. I feel like everybody's already done their Exis deck list already. I'm thinking about doing this with the Derevi as a commander to skirt not being able to cast him. Yeah, the Derevi could work as well. Brewing Elsha of the Infinite plus Dragon's Approach deck. You know what? I'll put... by the way, how did Bell Borka work? Bell Borka looked amazing. We brewed Bell Borka... where are you? We brewed Bell Borka last week, and the deck list was just popping. Like, it very much impressed me. It was a $150 list. It's going up in price because, you know, Magic the Gathering. But the deck list is really, really powerful. And what my favorite thing is, like, if you really want to be mean, Draneth Magistrate plus, like, Possibility Storm and stuff, just locking people out of the game, is hilarious to me and incredibly powerful, like Omen Machine and stuff like that. There's a lot of spice in the Bell Borka list, and I'm really, really happy with how it turned out. Mazarik, can we play Sea Creature Tribal? I've already done Sea Creature. I've done an article on Sea Creature or Sea Monster Tribal, so I'm not gonna do it again. How do you like Primal Surge? I've had an Animar Primal Surge deck before. It was fun. Thrumming Stone can give Dragon's Approach Ripple. Yeah, that's like the big one, right? Thrumming Stone plus, any of the cards that say you can have any number of them, like Thrumming Stone plus Shadowborn Apostle, Thrumming Stone plus Relentless Rats, Thrumming Stone plus Dragon's Approach. They all do the same thing. Like Thrumming Stone is like the auto include, but because we're in red, Dragon's Approach is in red. There's a bunch of red cards that care about not being a singleton. Not playing singleton cards, which is more interesting. If Thrumming Stone, obviously we're going in there, but that's like saying combos with like Paradox Engine. It's like, yeah, of course it does, but there's deeper things to do with Dragon's Approach, which is cool to me. How do I get back and see your Backseat brews? Are they all linked together on Goldfish? Yes. If you go over to this YouTube channel, you can find a playlist that has all the previous streams, and each one just starts with Backseat Brew in the title, so it'll be easy to find. A Veyran deck in the style of Zada Orvar would be cool too. Veyran didn't do well in terms of the polling before. Hey, Kristoff, how's it going? All right. So, I kind of like the idea of Dragon's Approach. That one kind of stuck out to me as something that can be weird. It kind of fits the mold here. So I'm gonna throw in Dragon's Approach as another option. Dragon's Approach deck. I'm not sure what the commander will be. Might be Magda, might be something else. But we're gonna put that there as option number 3. Killian Control. I've already done a Killian Backseat Brew actually, but I didn't build him. I didn't build him Control. I built him Aggro Voltron. However, if you want to see a Control version of Killian, I think Daxos of Return does a much better job of it, as opposed to Killian in the command zone. And I actually was on a podcast. We recorded it yesterday with Command Tower. And I brewed a Daxos Return deck for that podcast, and it's also really sweet. So next Saturday, I think next week, it'll be going up. So highly recommend checking them out. And if you're interested in Killing Control, that probably will tickle your fancy. Hey Tomer, how about a Nissa Tribal for deck for Krim? That's actually kind of cute. I like that one as well. Versus Stand, yeah. Sir Carah, Dragon's Approach is quite good. Yeah, I like those options. I like those options a lot. I don't think we even need a third. Like, I don't know what would be the third. The only third that I actually care about, honestly, is like Hamza. Kithkin. I've already done Kithkin. I've done a Kithkin deck for Richard and I actually won a game. So. Yeah, you know what? The last one will just be Hamza. I'll see if there's any Hamza stands still remaining in the chat. I like him. I really like Hamza. Eventually, I'm just gonna build him myself. I don't even care, chat. I don't care if you don't like Hamza. Eventually, it's gonna be like next week. I'm gonna just roll up and be like, each option is just gonna be a Hamza. It'll be like 4 Hamza options, and you'll have to just choose one of them. You're gonna have to choose it eventually. You're gonna have to choose it eventually. All right. Okay, chat. Enough diddle daddling. It's 22 minutes in, Tomer. You gotta move forward. All right. Professional streamer over here. All right. We're gonna go on to start the stream, I guess. Okay. So. Chat, welcome everybody who has joined me on this lovely Sunday that has flared up my allergies. We are going to be doing a Backseat Brew stream, and the concept behind Backseat Brew, you can find a link to this document in the chat, by the way, or in the stream description, by the way. You get to choose between 4 options that I have decided I am interested in brewing. You will ultimately decide which one. I'm going to throw a very quick pitch on why each one is very cool. And then after the pitch, I will put a straw poll up on the document. I will link it in chat as well. And then you get to choose one of these four. And I will give it 10 minutes. You get to, after 10 minutes, I will just decide whoever has the most votes is the one we're going to go from. And then from there, we're going to build a deck around it. We're not going to choose our budget this time. I think I'm probably not going to have much of a budget. It's going to be pretty loose here. Unless we pick like Hamza. If we pick Hamza, then I'll do a budget Hamza brew. The other ones, I don't want to be... there's going to be like very specific cards you're going to need for the deck to function. So I don't want to like nitpick with budget too much. Like it'll be budget-ish. It will be like under 500 or whatever, but I won't go too crazy with it. Hamza will be budget. It'll be like under $50 at the very least. So yeah, so here's pitch time. Number one is going to be Enduring Ideal. This is an epic spell, 7 mana, white sorcery, and it says search your library for an enchantment card, put it on the battlefield, then shuffle. It's an epic spell, so it says for the rest of the game, you can't cast spells. At the beginning of each of your upkeeps, you copy this spell for its epic ability. So the idea behind every single epic spell is you want to ramp out Enduring Ideal or whatever epic spell you're building around. Then you want to copy it. There's a lot of ways we can copy its effect. For example, it is a triggered ability. So if we have something that copies triggered abilities, like Strionic Resonator, we get a second copy of it. Another thing we can do is we can take extra upkeeps because it's an upkeep trigger. So if we have Paradox Haze, we get another upkeep, we get another epic spell. We can also, when we do cast a spell, we can also copy it while it's still on the stack with stuff like Fork. And this will, but what this means is that if we copy Enduring Ideal on the stack, we cast Enduring Ideal, and then we copy it with a Fork or whatever, we're going to resolve 2 Enduring Ideals at the same time or on the same stack. And every single subsequent upkeep will get 2 copies of Enduring Ideal instead of just 1. So it's all about like one big epic turn where we cast Enduring Ideal, we copy it as many times as possible, and then we copy the trigger as many times as possible. And Enduring Ideal was Commander Clash something, Zedru Enduring Ideal. I don't remember what it was called. It's an old one. Wow, from season 2, 2016. So this is based on, this would be an update deck on a deck that I've already played on Commander Clash. I actually won with Commander Clash, with it on Commander Clash before, back in 2016 with the Zedru, the Great Hearted deck. And the idea was, as we just mentioned, we cast Enduring Ideal, we fork it, we copy it, we do as much as possible to get as many copies of it every single upkeep. And then we win the game in some very janky ways. So the first way is actually a combo. It's an infinite loop combo. What we do is we tutor up Form of the Dragon, which is a 7 mana enchantment that we're just putting into play for free. It deals 5 damage to target creature or player each upkeep. And then at the end of each returns, your life total becomes 5. So very bad card. However, the other card we're finding with Enduring Ideal is Second Chance. And Second Chance says, during your upkeep, at the beginning of your upkeep, if you have 5 or less life, you sacrifice Second Chance and take an extra turn after this one. So Form of the Dragon puts us to 5 life. Then Second Chance says, well, if you're at 5 life, at the beginning of your upkeep, you can sacrifice this and take an extra turn. So this is basically an infinite combo if we have some way to put Second Chance back on the battlefield every single turn, every single turn cycle. The main way of doing that is Mistveil Plains. We can just shuffle the Second Chance from our graveyard back into our library every single turn, therefore taking infinite turns, and we just kill people to death with Form of the Dragon. There's other ways of doing it as well, establishing these loops, but that's the main way. And the rest of the deck is all about like kind of pulling that off and not allowing our opponents to stop us. We have stuff like Decree of Silence. We can make a bunch of tokens with like Sacred Mesa or whatever, and then kill them with Vicious Shadows. It's a bunch of silly nonsense. It's a very silly nonsense deck. So that's an Enduring Ideal deck. It would be a Zedju deck, essentially. The next deck I was interested in is Eternal Dominion. This is a deck that I actually also played on Commander Clash. It's one of the more popular ones. I think it's the most popular of the epics. And the idea here is, instead of like setting up your own combo or whatever, you are going to be playing a big Eternal Dominion and copying it as many times as possible, and then killing your opponents with their library, as opposed to setting up some absurd combo of your own. Was this before Solemnity? Yes, it was before Solemnia. Hey, Ben. If I need to do this potato, no worries. You can catch it. You can catch the VOD afterwards. But thanks for stopping by. Yeah, Eternal Dominion, same concept. We're trying to copy it as many times as possible. Get that value out of it as much as possible. And then afterwards, we kill our opponents with their own cards instead. So there's no crazy combos on our end that we're trying to assemble. We're just trying to assemble a big Eternal Dominion turn, and then beat our opponents with their own cards. So it's very much like a Steal Your Stuff epic version of the deck. Finally, we have, or not finally, second last, is Dragon's Approach. This is a new sorcery from Strixhaven, and it deals 3 damage. It's a 3-mana sorcery, deals 3 damage to each opponent. Then you may exile Dragon's Approach and 4 other cards named Dragon's Approach from your graveyard. If you do, search your library for a dragon creature card, put it onto the battlefield, and shuffle. And a deck can have any number of cards named Dragon Approach. So the idea behind this is you want to have 4 Dragon's Approach in your graveyard. You want to cast a Dragon's Approach from your hand. Then you exile all of them. You put a giant dragon on the battlefield, and you value them. Essentially, you can do whatever way of doing it. You can win with the dragons themselves, or you could just win by casting a whole bunch of Dragon's Approaches and just burning your opponents to death. So there's a bunch of cards that say like you can have any number of X. All of them are going to take advantage of Thrumming Stone. If we're going to build this deck, we're going to run in Thrumming Stone. It's super expensive because every single time there's another one of these cards that come out, Thrumming Stone has seen basically one real printing. The list is like a very minor reprint cycle of it. And every single time there's a new card that says you can have any number of X, it's broken with Thrumming Stone, and the card spikes again. So I'm not gonna go for a budget brew on this one. I'm gonna run Thrumming Stone because why not? But there's more interesting stuff. There's more interesting stuff you can do. You can do stuff like Pyromancer, Ascension, and whatnot. To also take advantage of the fact that you can have multiple copies of it in your deck instead of a singleton. I think there's like Harness the Storm or something like that too. Harness the Storm. Here we go. Whenever you cast an instant sorcery spell from your hand, you may cast target card with the same name as that spell from your graveyard, so you can get double the value out of it. It's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage is what I'm trying to say. So that's the Dragon Approach deck. And then finally, we got Hamza. Hamza is a personal favorite of mine. I've been putting it on the poll all the time. Nobody respects it. It's fine, whatever. It's a really powerful budget deck. Like, this is a dirt cheap deck that is all about combining +1/+1 counters and going wine, and then also cheating into play big stupid beaters. And I really like that. It's very neat. He's a very strong commander that nobody really seems to play all that much. He's very much like a Selesnya version of Rakdos Lord of Rise, which is far more popular, and a lot of people kind of know what Rakdos is all about. Rakdos is all about burning people and then using that burn to, cheat out huge beefy beaters. And Hamza is the Selesnya version of that, where instead of burning opponents, you're putting +1/+1 counters on your creatures, and then you're cheating out big creatures based on that. So it's the same thing, but it's different. It's same but different. So yeah, those are the 4 options. I'm very happy to brew any of them. So then it's on you guys to figure out what you wanna see. So I'm going to start the straw poll now. I'm going to add the options here. Choose your backseat brew. Enduring Ideal, Eternal Dominion, Dragon's Approach, and Hamza, Guardian of Irration. So I'm going to put putting them up on a poll. I'm going to link it over here. And I'm going to link it over in the chat. Do you have any commanders in mind for any of the first three? It's probably something we're going to work out together. Enduring Ideal is probably going to be Zedru, because it's going to be an update to my old Zedru deck. Eternal Dominion, honestly, I like Jaleva in that option. But if there's something that works even better with Jalevia, I will think about it. I don't really want to do Narset, because I feel like if you pick like an overpowered commander, I feel like it kind of takes away the fun of building a janky deck out of it. Like I feel like Narset is just too easy. There was another one, I forget the name of the other one. Another one that's just like you could play the Eternal Dominion, but it's like why? it's like why? I don't know. I want to play like a weirder commander that isn't necessarily too strong, and then building an epic deck out of it kind of makes sense, you know, where it's kind of like it's not like a very significant downgrade to what you're doing, right? And then Dragon's Approach, I have no idea. I think Raonia is a good one. Magda's another good one. Those are two really solid ones. Dean of Expression for Eternal Dominion, perhaps. So we're gonna leave the. Did I link in the chat? There. Dragon's Approach without dragons. I mean, that could work too. Just brewing or also gaming? Just brewing today. The brew usually takes about 2 hours, I think. Maybe a little bit less. Last week's one was actually very fast. It was like an hour-ish a bit more than an hour and a half. But usually it takes about 2 hours if I'm kind of like stumped. If I'm just kind of going through the motions, and it's faster. Imagine it going to visit with Dragon's Approach. That could also work. There's options. Burgi is really good with Dragon's Approach. That also works too. Do you like any of the Deans? Not really. Good. Not really. They don't really tickle my fancy too much. But I mean, if it works with any of these decks concepts, then I will consider it. Sorry, Tomer, I meant to ask earlier, is there a link of deck list compiled from the Backseat Brews? There's no compilation, but if you are interested in looking at any of them, you can find the playlist that has our streams, and there's each one has Backseat Brew in the title. Unfortunately, there's no like more organized attempt that I've done so far. Sorry. I might do that in the future. That's a good idea. You do Hamza anyway, even if it didn't win. I mean, eventually I'm just not going to leave it as an option, right? I'm just going to play Hamza. I see Tomer be enthusiastic about Hamza. I'm going for max. I mean, I don't put options. I appreciate that, Red. But I also don't put options that I think I'm not invested in. Because, like, there's a lot of people who give a lot of different options, right? To me, like even if I asked the chat right now, like everyone give me your favorite option, there'd be like 10, 20 options. But a lot of them, even if they're good, like X's for example, they don't really speak to me, or I don't feel like I can really add anything to the conversation, so I just skip over it. But these ones, all four of these ones, I think are exciting to me, and I feel like I can add something new to the conversation, you know? So that's why they're there. That's why I skip over some options too, even though they're good. Quantum Mechanic, $6.99 Hamza. Thanks, really appreciate that. See, there's some Hamza stands still in the chat. Appreciate that. Come on, Dragon's Approach. Hamza, it's so close. I actually haven't even looked at the results yet. Chat. I'm leaving this as a surprise for me. But 4 minutes. We're gonna choose Crown of Victor in 6 minute mark. 6 minute mark. Morphon Dragon's Approach is my dream. Oh, that could be fun too. If you can if you can lower the cost of Dragon's Approach to being essentially free, there can be some silliness there as well. Approach deck is so uncreative. 30 copies plus 15 dragons. That's the deck. Now move on. I feel like there's going to be some unique cards to it. I feel like every Dragon's Approach deck is going to look like it's like every other Dragon's Approach deck, obviously. But the deck itself is very unique, I think, which adds a novelty to it. I don't think individual Dragon's Approach lists are going to be that different from each other, but I think they're gonna. It's still so different from what the regular deck lists people play. So I feel like there's some novelty there as well. Assemble all Niv with Dragon's Approach. That could be fun. Link for straw poll, please. Sure. You gotta add Mavinda next week. I will consider it, Dylan. If it speaks for me, it speaks to me. But the problem with Mavinda is it's mono white, and there's not a lot of cards to fill out Mavinda is a problem. First time live stream and Hamza's on the list. Sad face. Oh, Peter, you don't like Hamza? Oh, I even spelt it wrong. Hazma. Like I said, my allergies today are pretty off the charts, so it's not gonna be 100% Tomer stream today. You can put the poll in the description. Is actually in the document. So if you go to the description and you open up the document, it's right over here. So that's where I left it. Is Gyomi available on MTGO yet? No, he's not. Not that I know of, at least. I haven't checked for a couple days. But all the C21 cards, they added like a handful. They added like 10. And then they never added any more. Which is very upsetting. I really want Gyomi. We also brewed Gyomi on a previous stream. And it was really cool. It was a food tribal deck. It was very cool. Very much would like to play it online. Wizards of the Coast, please. Could you possibly add Shirei next week? Yeah, Shirei is fun. I like Shirei. I think Thumbless Dragon's Approach would be neat. Yeah. Yeah. You think they're ever going to put C21 on Moto? No. The problem is they don't have an incentive to, right? Like, they don't make money off Commander online. So the only reason why they would add the cards is because they think it's desirable enough for people to spend money to acquire them. And I think they currently believe that there isn't enough. It's not enough. Like, they're probably stressed out. They're underfunded, understaffed, and they have more cards to code in than ever before. And they probably were on a crunch and a deadline, and they couldn't get the C21 cards out. And now that it's already out, they're like, well, it doesn't make economic sense for us to code the rest of it. That is my baseless speculation. Well, not baseless, but that's my speculation. I have no concrete. I don't have any concrete information on why they didn't get all the cards online this time, and if they're ever going to add them. I don't think they ever will, though. I think they're just too busy. I thought they put the cards in treasure chests. They did, but they only added like 10 or so. Not all of them. Hamza is something I started building, feeling really enthusiastic, stopped in the middle, and left sad. Why is that, Peter? Do you not like the deck in the end? What didn't work out for you? Bridgie God of Storytelling, that's her name. Her and the Horn are great for Dragon's Approach. I agree, definitely. At the very least, if Bridgie's not in the command zone, I think she's going to be in the 99. Who would the Dragon's Approach commander be? I don't know yet, Diego. But I think it would be either Magda, Rionia, or Burgi. I think those ones are probably going to be top runners for it, but we'll probably figure it out. Would Torbrand Dragon's Approach be any fun? I think so. I think Torbrand almost doubles the damage of your Dragon's Approaches. So I think that might be good enough in the 99. But I feel like in the command zone, you're going to want something that either draws you cards or makes mana for Dragon's Approach to be more viable. Have you done Dwarf Tribal already? I have not. Not on Magda, no. Definitely not baseless. They code the cards for profit. Yeah, I mean, it's just like it's a guess, but it's like a educated guess. I could see them being crunched given something obviously broke when they first added Strixhaven. Yeah, it's crazy for how much money they make on these on like Moto and stuff like that, and it's just underfunded. It's underfunded. It's a shame. Started working on a 5/6 budget deck, but then found out half the cards aren't available. Oof. Yeah, that sucks, CML. I've done 2 5-ticket articles though that come with a bunch of pre-made decks that you can borrow immediately from Card Hoarder. Shameless plug. Not Card Hoarder. Yeah, it is Card Hoarder. But they're all available online is what I'm trying to say. Oh my goodness, allergies are killing me. How much would I hypothetically have to pay the MTGO team to add Yomi? I don't know. I wonder if they accept bribes. I believe Tomer created something similar to Dwarf Tribal with the Boros vehicle deck. Oh, yes. I guess I did, in a way. Yeah, the Pala vehicle dwarves. It's not like pure dwarves, but it is definitely dwarf heavy. Lord of Riots approach. Lord of Riots Dragon's Approach sounds cool. Oh, that could be fun as well. No love for Obosh? Not really. He's good. As a companion, it's kind of fun every once in a while. Would we want to use Kaikar for Dragon's Approach? I think Kaikar is also really good. I feel like lots of self-mill seems good with Dragon's Approach. I agree. If you build Hamza fairly, the commander incentivizes you to commit heavily to the board, meaning Borbza can be devastating. I still love it, and I think we should build it, though. Yeah, there is some consistency issues with Hamza, and it's also deck building difficulties, I would say. How far is this? 11 minutes. All right. It is time, chat. We are going to see the results, and the results are Dragon's Approach. Holy moly! Hamza actually got into second place. I am actually very surprised that Hamza actually got the second place. No love for Enduring Ideal. A little bit more love for Eternal Dominion. But Dragon's Approach is definitely where we're at. So yeah, let's do it. Was first for a while, was winning at first. Interesting. We'll keep Hamza for another day. These 2 options will be retired. We'll keep Hamza and we'll go for Dragon's Approach for now. All right. The chat has decided we got a winner. All right. Maybe we can make a pool to choose a commander for Dragon's Approach. The shortest proof ever. It'll be a fast one. Well, I don't even know how fast it will be, to be honest. I really don't. All right, chat. Sell me on a Dragon's Approach commander. What do you like out of it so far? So far, I've heard Rionia is an interesting one. At the beginning of your combat of your turn, create X tokens that are copies of another target creature you control, where X is 1 plus the number of instant and sorcery spells you cast this turn. That one's kind of neat. We also got Sir Carah is another nice one. Whenever Sir Carah or an instant or sorcery spell you control deals damage to a player, exile the top card of your library. You may play that card this turn. So basically, whenever you cast a Dragon's Approach, that's 3 triggers. 3 Sir Carah triggers. You get to impulse play 3 cards off the top of your library. So that's really good too. Jorian adds blue, looks innocuous, and draws cards. I don't think Jorian by itself is that interesting to me, but if blue added a bunch of good cards to the deck, then I think that could add something to it. But I think more than Jorian, I think Kaikar is better. It adds blue and it adds white. I don't know how relevant the white part would be, but Kaikar says, whenever you cast a non-creature spell, create a 1/1 spirit creature token with flying, and you can sacrifice to add red. So this is a nice card for chaining together multiple Dragon's approaches on the same turn if we really want to. So I think if we go Jeskai, I would like to go Kaikar as a commander. Elsha of the Infinite is also quite good for the Jeskai card cycling effects. I think I would prefer Kaikar though. Cody could be decent too. Cody Dragon's approach runs cycle creatures plus Cascade into Living End and get Dragon Lord Kolaghan of the approach to kill people in one shot. I don't hear the Dragon's approach part of that deck though. I get the Living End, and it's gonna have a lot of dragons in there, but yeah, it kind of skips over the dragons approaching part. Melik could be good. I like Melik too. Veyran could be interesting. I feel like those are two options that I like. Neheb maybe the mana for damage one. Yeah, Neheb could be quite good too. Neheb could be very good too. This one, basically, if you cast a Dragon's approach, then if you cast a Dragon's approach in your first main phase, in your second main phase, you would generate 9 mana, which is kind of crazy. Vile Smasher Krark for Rakdos approach Spellslinger. That's not really exciting me. Dragon's Approach Commander are Tymna and Vile Smasher. Lets you draw a lot of cards and keep whacking people. It's true. Erebos. We pick Kaikar. We are just playing a bad Kaikar deck. That is also the weirdness of it. Burju's good too. Burju's also good. I think that Neheb's probably better than Burju though, because Burju generates 1 mana for every single. Burju generates 1 mana for every single Dragon's Approach we cast. Neheb generates 9 mana for every single Dragon's Approach we cast. That said, Burju does go infinite, make infinite mana with a bunch of different things too. But yeah, the Horn Sai is also quite good. Discard a card, exile the top 2 cards of your library. So we can discard Dragon's Approaches, fill in our graveyard in the same time. Fill me in on what's going on. I just joined. Chance, we are building a Dragon's Approach deck. We're kind of picking what the commander is going to be. So does Neheb. Play Zillion, we can play a lot more dragons. Feel we want blue for spell discounts and black for some general graveyardy things. Grixis seems great for this. Kess seems to have a lot of synergy. Unrelated, what do you think about Master Warcraft? It's alright. Prismatic Bridge, Mizzix, Magda for Thrumming Stone. So we have to go Izzet for 1,000-Year Storm. Vadrock. Should the commander you choose be based on the dragons you want to pull out of your deck with Dragon's Approach? Not really. we'll have enough dragons. Regardless, does have potential for 2-card combo and Aggravated Assault. That's true. Cass, you don't need Dragon's Approach in your hand. That's true. All right. So I think of the ones here, I like Sir Carah a lot because you just don't get to see Sir Carah that often. So I feel like this is one deck where she can actually shine. So it's a nice excuse to run her. I'm going to make another straw poll, but I'm going to make it a lot shorter. I know I do a lot of straw polls. I'm sorry. Which Dragon's Approach commander? So I'm going to have Sir Carah as our mono red version of the deck. I'm going to have Kess as the Grixis version of the deck. Because I like Kess. You can cast the Dragon's Approach from your graveyard and still functions just fine. We like straw polls. Veyran. Why not Veyran Voice of Duality? It doesn't really trigger off Dragon's Approach. Yeah, either way, we can add Burji or Neheb into the 99. Yes. Put self-mill in the deck list, please, I beg. Yeah, absolutely. Black gets us... Black gets us more self-mill options. Dragon's Approach, because you cannot exile the Dragon's Approach later to get the thing. I don't know. I kind of like both of these. Do we need more options? I guess we could put a Kai card just as an option. So last one that I like as a commander. Keep in mind, chat. A lot of the red cards that we've mentioned as really good, they're going to show up in the 99 anyway. So it's more like what flavoring of the deck do you want to see here? And I think these two are good. All right. We're going to add this to new Dragon's Approach Commander. We're going to add that there. We're going to link it over here. Oh man, Elsha would really work here. Why do you think that Elsha works better than Kaikar? I think Elsha allows us to play Dragon's Approach off the top of our library. But when I think Elsha, I usually think like Senses Divining Top combos and stuff like that. Doesn't necessarily work better than Kaikar for not going, like, for pulling off Dragon's Approach as a win condition. Kess can play Arcane Adaptation and Conspiracy. That's true as well. It's also true. I'm in love with mono reds recently. How about Cody, Dragon's Approach? Cody's also good too. I ended up going with these three options. I put Carah because I think Carah is underplayed, and maybe she's not the strongest option here, but I think Carah decks are just kind of cool. And having a Carah deck that is Dragon's Approach kind of makes sense because it doesn't feel like you're necessarily like really going underpowered, like lowering your power level just to go janky Dragon's Approach. It's kind of like, yeah, like Carah's ability works super well with it, and it makes sense. Kess can be CDH and stuff like that too. So going Dragon's Approach is definitely a jankier way to take her, but adding black to it, adding black to the deck with some self-mill and stuff like that, is really good too. And then Kaikar, I just felt like every single time we're casting a spell, we're getting red mana in return, so it can work for helping us chain multiple things in a single turn. But I'm not here to say like these are the best options or anything. These are the ones that I thought were kind of cool. So I'm just gonna leave it up to you guys to choose from there. I picked Elsha over Kaikar because there are more redundant effects with Kaikar, while Elsha is more unique. Kaikar is probably better, though. I think that's fair, Auxiliary. I think they're both really solid, and I don't think there would be too much of a difference between the two. I just felt like Kaikar, maybe the fact that it generates more red for us in our deck will just make it a little bit faster for the deck to pull off its thing. But I think both of them will work really well. And I think if we do choose Kaikar in the end, you'll see a lot of overlap, and you can just kind of like swap Kaikar into the 99, put in Elsha into the top end, and then you can throw in some combos, Elsha combos as well as backup. I'm going to leave and work on a Nehev list. All right, later turn left. You really inspire me to build a Nehev Dragon's Breath. That's awesome. Be sure to like send me a message once you have it done. I like to see it. Maelstrom Wanderer, Dragon's Breath. That is some spice. What about something like Burji over Carah? I think Burji is also really good. I think arguably Burji is even better than Carah. I like Carah. It's up there. I don't know. I just liked it. I'm not gonna say Carah is the strongest in the mono red Dragon's approaches, but I don't know. I think she's neat. All right. Do we know how many Dragon's approaches we want, or undecided yet? Like 13, 15 range? I honestly have no idea. I'm sure there's somebody who could do like a stats approach to Dragon's approaches. Like there has to be a mathematical answer to it, right? Based on the rest of our deck. But I have no idea because I've never built a Thorming Stone deck before. Like I've never built a Persistent Petitioners deck. I've never built a Relentless Rats deck. I've never built all of them. 30 is one that people say a lot. So like Quinn says 30 and go from there. I agree with that. This is a deck that you definitely want to play test. It feels good. Like 30 is a good. Well, we'll start with 30. We'll start with 30 and we'll see from there. I made Sir Carah Dragon's Approach deck already. If you want to see it for inspiration, and I would like help making it better. Yeah, sure. You could send me a linkarino, and I think we're allowed to send links. I don't think I need to mod you or anything for it. All right. I imagine Sir Carah in the command zone makes you far less likely to become archenemy than Burgee. Yeah, I just kind of like Sir Carah. Like, it's not like, I don't know. Every single time I've seen Sir Carah show up on my stream and stuff, like, it's just cool. I just like Sir Carah. It's just a cool card. Whoa, it's very close. Very close, chat. All right. Well, oh man. I might have been gushing a little bit much on Sir Carah. I hope that didn't change people's influence the polling or anything. But it seems like people want Sir Carah, so I mean, I'm not opposed to that. All right, cool. Dragon's Approach is not going to be very budget regardless because approaches aren't cheap. Yeah, it's true. Sir Carah could definitely be built as a budget deck. Sir Carah definitely could be built as a budget deck, but we're going to want to run like Thrumming Stone and stuff like that. So it's not going to be super budget because I feel like if we're running Dragon's Approach and we're not running Thrumming Stone, I feel like it kind of I don't know. It kind of defeats the purpose of building the deck, right? So I feel like I don't know, chat. You can correct me on this if you want a budget brew of the deck. I'm more than happy to give it a shot, and then we could just say like you could add instead of this card Thrumming Stone, and add $60 to it or whatever. But anyway, we have the list. Again, the document is in the video description. And now what we're going to do is we're going to go basically step by step and add cards section by section. I'm going to cheat a little bit though, because there are some key cards here that we're going to add first, right? But then afterwards, once we added the key cards that kind of make the deck work, we're going to go step by step. Like mana, card draw, removal, board wipes, recursion, tutors, graveyard hate, and finisher. And honestly, like the finisher part is kind of self-apparent, right? Okay. Let us start with the brewing process. 60 minutes in, we begin. All right, so we're doing Dragon's Approach Backseat a brew. We're gonna be doing it with Sir Carah. There are some really cool cards. There's like that new Strixhaven Mass Gamble that I think is gonna be really powerful here. But the first things we're gonna be doing is we're gonna be adding like 30 Dragon's Approach. I guess we'll start with that and then we'll tweak it from there, right? The key cards that we absolutely need. Hey, thanks, Kevin. Really appreciate that. Thanks for the $5. The key things we want, obviously we're going to have Thrumming Stone in here. Obviously we're going to have Harness the Storm, right? That's another really big one. And then I think there's only one other card that's like it is made for Dragon's Approach, right? And I think that one is the Ascension, right? Ascension. I can't spell, man. Pyromancer Ascension. These are the ones that are like, these are specifically good for Dragon's Approach. I don't know what Locket of Yesterdays is. Locket of Yesterday. Spells you cast cost one less for each. Oh, that is some spice. I like that one. All right, we'll add that here. Okay, so the rest of the cards are going to be a little bit more generic, I would assume, right? These are the cards that are like these will only show up in a Dragon's Approach style deck, right? Yeah, Dragon's Approach 2 is expensive. Look at that. It's almost $3. So there's no way we're making this a super budget deck. We'll keep it under $200. How about that? Do people want to have a budget to it, or do we want to uh just have no budget whatsoever? Because we can keep it $200 pretty easily. We still have a lot of moolah to work with. Okay, no budget. Okay, I'll keep it semi-budget. Like, I'm not gonna do like Gauntlet of Power, right? Like, or Gauntlet of Might, right? Like nobody wants me to add like Gauntlet of Might into the deck, right? Like, Gauntlet of Might is a smooth $1,500 or something by itself, right? But I don't think anybody would reasonably add it to the deck. It's a staple in this deck, I would say, but I wouldn't pay $1,500 for it. Yeah. All right, we'll keep a reasonable budget. I'll say reasonable budget. Okay. Um. Why not do Pauper? We could do Pauper, but I don't think there's enough demand for Commander Pauper. It also would miss out a lot of the cool cards. Like, if we did Pauper, we wouldn't have access to Locket of Yesterdays, Pyromancer's Ascension, or Harness of Storm. So I don't think it would be that too interesting there. Okay, so I think we covered the like key cards that you will not see anywhere else. And now what I like to do is I like going through each category step by step. And when I'm in a category, I will ask you, chat, to suggest cards that you think are going to work really well in the deck. Afro Magic 17, Burji 20. First of all, thank you so much, Afro. Second of all, we'll definitely add Burji very shortly. I'm just gonna. I'll add her now. I'll add her now. You did drop 20. I'll add her immediately. If that's how people want me to put the card immediately into the deck, done. But I'm going to just do the lanes real quick first. And then we'll move on to the ramp, and then we'll move on to the other stuff and all that stuff, just to keep things organized, right? Like, instead of like just dumping a bunch of cards all at once, we'll keep things organized. We'll keep things clean and efficient. Hey Tomer, is the best way to show you my deck? Hey Tomer, is this the best way to show you my deck? I asked you about. You could. I think the best way is send me an email, tomer@mtggoldfish.com, and I will for sure see it that way. If it's in chat, I might just miss it if I'm like not reading chat that much. All right, so first I want to do the lands, and I feel like the lands are going to be pretty easy. There's going to be a lot of just mountains, I assume. It's a mono red deck, so like, I don't know. Is there anything insane? We'll probably start with like 30 mountains. One Tectonic Edge. I like Tectonic Edge a whole bunch. I guess Valakut the Molten Pinnacle is good. How fancy do you want me to be, chat, by the way? We covered the Kai cards, you liar. What? Covered the Kai cards, you liar. I don't understand. So it's a bribe you want. Yes. You have to play Spellweaver Helix. I don't even know what that card is. Boseiju, Terrain Generator. All right, chat. Do you want to see some mono red spice that people will not tell you about? Do you want that? I'll add these. Boseijus Who Shelters All for sure. All Terrain Generator, that's a good one. Biblioplex, why not, right? Biblioplex. Castle Embereth? I don't think it's good enough. Yeah, Beseju, Spellweaver. I don't even know what Spellweaver Helix is. It's not a land, probably not. War Room, Urborg. Interesting. Cavern of Souls. Interesting. Spellweaver Helix. All right, if you want me to, what is this? Spellweaver Helix comes into play. Thank you, by the way, Frisky. If you want to suggest cards and have them immediately added to the deck by paying me money, then I am for it. I'm down. All right, Spellweaver Helix. When it comes into play, you may remove two target sorcery cards in a single graveyard from the game. Whenever a card is played, if it has the same name as one of them sorcery cards, you may copy the other and play the copy without pay. Wow, that's actually really good. That's actually really good. Scavenger Grounds and a couple of deserts. Spellweaver Helix is basically the same. Wow, that's a good one. All right. Myriad Landscape. All right. I'm going to show you some mono red tech for ramping. And it looks a little bit janky, but I assure you that it is janky, but it's also good. Hall of Oracles. I don't think Hall of Oracles is worth the thing. But here it is, chat. It's a land. How do you search it up? Is fetch land? Is that actually a thing? It is. Oh man. All right. And then it's like, I don't know how to do color identity. What's the syntax for color identity red? I guess that would even work. All right. So we're actually going to be running the fetch lands. Yes. Rings of Bright Earth and fetches. Exactly. It's actually kind of IDR. Will it even work though? Because you can run a Flooded Strain in. Yeah, it doesn't work. All right. So Arid Mesa, CI Red. Yeah, it doesn't work unfortunately. Because it will still find Flooded Strain and stuff. Because you could run a Flooded Strain in a mono red deck. You just won't be able to find anything. Bloodstain, Mire. So we're going to get all the red fetches in here. Scalding Tarn. Wooded Foothills. Is Fetchland O Mountain? Oh, I like that one. O Mountain. Yeah, that would work. All right, there's only 4. There's only 4 fetches, so we can't go like super deep, but I like these as an option. Strip Mine, Fabled Passage, Prismatic Vista. So I like these. I don't even remember the Biblioplex. The Biblioplex. All right, that's what the problem was. The Biblioplex. You can grab the slow fetches. Yeah, I don't think it's needed though. I don't think it's needed. We'll do like 24 mountains. We'll do 23 mountains. That's fine. Maybe even like 22 mountains. Maybe 22. 22 mountains. All right. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have a bunch of activated abilities, right? Yeah, and they have to be snow mountains too, because obviously they have to be snow mountains. Snow-covered mountain. Spine Rock Knoll. Spine Rock Knoll actually works too. Spine Rock Knoll. All right. So when we have that, we have Rings of Bright Earth. And we have Lithoform Engine. So these 2 cards work really well with fetch lands. Lithoform Engine and Rings of Bright Earth. What these two do is basically whenever we crack a Boseishu, or whenever we crack like a Bloodstone Mire or something like that, it's an activated ability that costs no mana. We can pay 2 mana with Rings of Brighthearth, and then we're copy that triggered ability or that activated ability, and we fetch 2 mana, 2 mountains instead of just one. Very very effective. Very silly good card. Silly way of generating just more card advantage there. So I added them here because we were talking about the lands and whatnot. Are we actually getting dragons? We probably will. We'll add a couple. We'll definitely add a couple. Okay. If you got fetches, might as well run Crucible. We don't have that many fetches though. We only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like 7, I guess 7 total. It's not something we have to go super deep on, but it's just like a nice tech. Like if you are in a deck that doesn't have a lot of really good ramping options, lane ramping options, you can just add a bunch of fetch lands and Rings of Brighthearth and Life Aforementioned. Oh, Valakut Awakening. We'll count that as a mountain, I guess. 7+ Strip Mine seems worth it. Might be good. Might be good. We'll just throw it in. Fine. We got Strip Mine in there, I think. Yeah, we got Strip Mine. All right. All right. So now we'll move on to the ramp. And for the ramp, the ones I really like a lot. I like Extraplanar Lens a lot. I like Gauntlet of Power a lot in mono red decks. I like Cage Sun as well. Koth of the Hammer is good too. Valakut Mountain. I am so out of it, chat. I'm so sorry. Oh, I love Runaway Steamkin. Yes, Steamkin. Yes. Ruby Medallion. Absolutely yes. Cursed Mirror on M2GO. I don't really like Cursed Mirror here. So these are good starts. We're gonna keep reasonable upgrades. I'll just tell you, like, if no budget was on the table, I would highly recommend Gauntlet of Might. This is basically a Gauntlet of Power in the deck that costs 1 less. Right? It's Gauntlet of Power is you choose a color, creature's chosen color gets +1/+1, and when a basic is tapped for mana, is literally actually a reference to the Gauntlet of Might. But this costs 5. Gauntlet of Might costs 4. They're both insane, but Gauntlet of Might is on the reserve list and is almost $1,500, and it's going to go up. So we're going to leave it out of the build because I feel like that would be a little bit too much. A little bit too much. All right, so we'll go for Sol Ring. Well, do we want Mana Crypt? I guess we want Mana Crypt in the deck. I don't know what card. What do you want the individual budget to be? Like, is Mana Crypt too much money for this deck, chat? Do you want me to make like the limit $100 per deck? Or yeah, Nan, no Mana Crypt. Yes, Mana Crypt. Wayfarer's Bauble's good too. Yeah. Leyland Tyrant. They were saying no budget, $100 per card. Yeah, no Crypt. Too much. Make it powerful without breaking the bank. Okay, I'm going to leave out Mana Crypt just because it's $160. I think it's kind of out of the budget range of most people here. So we'll say $100 is the maximum for one of these cards. I think that's fair. I'd enjoy watching $100 budget deck. Well, it's definitely not going to be $100. We're already $684. If you mean individual card, though, yeah, that's for sure. We'll have Dockside Extortionist. We'll have Arcane Signet. We'll have Treasonous Ogre. Yeah, I guess Treasonous Ogre is kind of silly here. Primal Omelet. Goblin Engineer kind of works, I guess. Semblance Anvil is another really good one, yeah. Hedron Archive? No, banned. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I feel like we can get some cheaper ramp options in here too. Goldspan Dragon I like. Goldspan Dragon is also a dragon. Jessica's Will is good. Mana Geyser. Cloud Key is good too. Yeah, Cloud Key is good too. Arcane Key? I think it's Cloud Key. Staff of the Flame Magus for heal. I'm not here to heal. I'm not interested in healing. Magda. Dragon's Horde. It's a little bit slow. Dragon's Storm. Dragon's Storm is going in here. So how much mana do we need? 1, 2. Like a lot of our mana is kind of slow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. We have a lot of mana. It's a little bit slow though. Yeah, Burju's good. Burju's good. It is slow mana, but Burju got a storyteller. Primal Element is already in here. Oh, it's already in the deck. Oops. Desecrated Tomb is too cute, I would say, yeah. Shatter Skull Smashing is another, yeah. Shatter Skull Smashing is good. I'll put it in the removal end, though. I won't add it yet. Do we need more mana early? What's up with Someone's Apple? Why is it over here? Interesting. Maybe a Wayfarer's Bauble. I think Wayfarer's Bauble is good here. Wayfarer's Buble. Ruby Medallion's in the deck. Neheb count as mana? Yeah, I think Neheb would count as mana here. He makes a ton of mana. I think the mana here is a little bit slow, but I guess we could play a Mindset. This is a lot of mana in the deck, but it is like half of it is like takes a while to kind of get off the ground. But there's a lot of mana in here. We're almost at a full deck list already, so there's gonna be some adjusting for sure. Stormkiln Artist, good for storming off with the approaches. Yeah, I think that one's good. Stormkiln Arcanus. Pyroblast. All right, card draw. Card draw. I guess Faithless Looting counts as card draw because it does set up our stuff, right? Add the Magecraft Treasure God. Yeah. Oh, he's an artist. He's not an arcanist. Card draw. What else do we need for card draw? We want heavy looting. Yeah, I agree. I feel like we want to have we want to have the Dragon's Approaches in our graveyard. Bag of Holding kind of actually is a non-bow of Dragon's Approach because we want them in our graveyard. We don't want them exiled. Is Wheel of Fortune? I think Wheel of Fortune is a bit too expensive these days. Cathartic Reunion is good. Chandra Heart of Fire. Is that the one that discards, like, wheels our hand? Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Wheel of Misfortune. That's a good one. Magus of the Wheel. Thrill of Possibility. I like that one too. Is Jaya Ballard good in here? I remember she's slow. I usually cut her out of my decks. Jaya Ballard. Pay 5. Get +1 hurt to get 3. Discard up to 3 cards and draw that many. Actually, I think she might be good enough here. I'll throw her in. What's the dragon that wheels from the yard? That's Runehorn Hellkite, I think. Null Spine Dragon. Runehorn Hellkite, I think. I think the one issue I'm quickly noticing though, chat. We're already at 107 cards, and I haven't even gone through my usual rigmarole. We're only on the card draw part. This might be harder than I thought. We might need less dragons approaches, or we might need to change up my usual deck list checklist type thing. Leyline Tyrant doesn't really count. Cut 7 cards and run it. Target removal. What target removal should we have? I think Reforged Soul's good too, yeah. It do be like that with most of the deck slots consumed. Yeah, we already have 30 cards locked in. Dragon's Health is very slow. Chaos Warp, cut lands? No, man. Dragons removal, Pyromancer Skulls, Museum, Bolt, player removal is bet removal. Can't cut approach. Should try to get our dragons to do removal, Drakuseth and such. I guess. I don't think this deck you need much removal. You're trying to just do your thing more than stopping others. That's true. It is true, but sometimes we just need to get rid of stuff that is stopping us. So some like universal answers could be good. I think a Blasphemous Act, like at the very least, a Blasphemous Act should do it. But there are some dragons that should also get rid of stuff. Commander, make it legal to commander. Type in dragon and see what comes up. Drakuseth is good. Balefire Dragon's good. I think these are some big impact creatures. My favorite counterspell, Tipple Trickery. I mean, we do like Dragon Mage as well, but we'll put in Blasphemous Act for now. I'll come back to this. Board wipes. We can find board wipes. Chronic Intervention could be sweet. Yeah, I guess we have so much mana potential in this deck that maybe we just lean in on the dragons to do the removal for us, because there are dragons that we want anyway. So I'm gonna put in Balefire Dragon. I'm gonna put in Backtrap, each one in your. I feel like the problem is like we're gonna exile a lot of our dragons approaches, so not even gonna be there. So I don't even know if I want Backdraft Dragon here. But Dragon Mage we already have in there. Drakuseth we definitely want in here as well. Want that. This is going to be such a weird deck. This is not going to fit the checklist at all. At all. This is going to be so weird. Gadrak is cute. Goldspan we already have. Hellkite Charger we could throw in there. Steel Hellkite I feel like just costs too much mana. Hellkite Courser, Hellkite Tyrant. I guess the Tyrant's kind of interesting because it's kind of removal, right? Like it's a Vandal Blast essentially. Not a Vandal Blast, but you know what I mean. Ooh, Hoarding Dragon actually finds the Thrumming Stone, which is kind of cute. Can't believe you moved past Glorybringer. The other target. It's only one creature, right? If it was a board wipe, I'd be like, yeah, heck yeah. I mean, I have a Perforce Dragon Tribal deck, so I'm pretty familiar with these dragons. I'm just trying to think, like, there's so few card slots available in the deck, so I want to be like, these ones kind of work all by themselves and you don't have to think about it too much. Scourge of Valkis is kind of interesting, but again, it doesn't really do much damage by itself. Doesn't do much by itself. Steel Hellkite. I do like me some Terror at the Peaks. Terror at the Peaks is kind of a crazy card. Like we're not gonna really win the game off just dragons. I'm gonna throw you in there. Did you do Drakaseth? Yeah. I haven't really added that many dragons, to be honest. So we're already at 113 cards, which is kind of nutty. I guess we could put Steel Hellkite just as a way to deal with, like, we have to deal with enchantments and artifacts and stuff like that. So we'll throw in Steel Hellkite as well as, like, it's not ideal, but it is a way for us to get rid of opposing stuff. Electrostatic Field for double trigger. That could work too. Stormbat Dragon, Scourge of the Throne is good. Dragonless Dragon Approach. Well, we have some. We have Goldspan Dragon, Hoarding Dragon finds Thrumming Stone, which is really good. Terror of the Peaks is just really solid. Hellkite Tyrant steals a bunch of stuff. We have Rudehorn Hellkite, we have Steel Hellkite, Balefall Dragon, Dragon Mane, Drakaseth, and Nullspine Dragon. I mean, we're definitely putting Dragonstorm in the deck, right? Like, definitely putting Dragonstorm, but we have Dragon Mage in here. It's just like there's so few slots we could add. So like, there's a lot of cool dragons in here, but each slot is so precious. Vara, okay. No. Nah, I think these are pretty good. They're pretty reasonable. Yeah, I think this is good. Good enough. Only one I was thinking of was like, maybe we throw in Scourge of Valkis just as, like, if we are dragon storming, we can do that. That's like another way to just like get all our a big win condition off. I'll throw in Scourge of Valkis just as like it works well, but this battlefield deals X damage. Because like by itself it just deals 1 damage, right? It deals 1 damage and the other creature deals 2 or whatever. It's not that exciting by itself. Are you gonna wait until after the stream to check the email? Yes, B97. But thanks for reminding me. Add Chandra's Incinerator. Chandra's Incinerator. Oh, Chandra's Incinerator is sick. In this deck, yeah, that's a good one. Magda should work in this deck. I mean, there's not really a lot of treasure in the deck. That's a problem. Chandra's Incinerator is very good. All right. Then what I want Gamble, and like I'm gonna add some tutors, and that's basically it. Dragon Tempest is good too. Yes, Dragon Tempest is good too. Pyromancer's Gauntlet and run some Chandras and Simian Spirit Guide. I think Pyromancer Ascension's in there already. Torbrand, make everything deal a lot more damage? Maybe. I don't know. Look, the problem is that we have... Yeah, what's a triple gamble name? What is its name? I don't know its name. Anybody know its name? It's from Strixhaven. I don't know its name, though. I can find it. Pyromancer's Gauntlet, not Ascension. Pyromancer's Gauntlet. Chandra Incinerator's in the deck. I already noticed it. It's there. Strixhaven. Fervent Mastery. Yeah, that's the stuff. Yeah, that's the stuff. We'll put that in there too. Cursed Mirror, I'm not gonna add. Fire Emancipation, or is it too much? I think Fire Emancipation's good. I think it's better than Torbrand. Yeah, we'll put in Fire. Why not? We'll put in Fire Emancipation. Mesmeric Orb seems good. It does seem good. Magda, I'm not sold on Magda, to be honest. She needs to attack to get treasure tokens by herself, and there's not a lot of treasure token enablers without her, and we don't have a lot of ways to clear a path for her, so I don't think she's that great. Now you'll lose 3x gamble for only one card? Yes. That is the plan. Fire Confluence, Burning Quarry. Where is Burning Quarry? You need Basilisk color for Pink Commander? No, we don't have enough room. All right, Chad, here's the problem. We're at 120 cards already. We're at 120 cards. We don't have enough room. Oh, boy. Now this is going to be the cutting part. I can't even add any more cards. Like, there's more cards I want to add. There's just no room for them. There's just none. There's none. No more room. Cut about 30 Dragon's Approaches. I mean, we're almost there, right? Like, we don't have room for more sweetness. There's no more spice room in the deck. You can get 5 lands. I'm not cutting 5 lands. So now we have to make some decisions here, right? So step number 1 is, I don't know, like, there's a lot of really cool cards here, and it sucks that we gotta cut them. Cut Thrill of Possibility. We could probably put in like Mesmeric Orb and cut the Thrill of Possibility. Go down 15 lands, cut some dragons. Man. Scrap everything, put a $250 budget. We're almost at $1,000. This deck is not my usual cup of tea. You know what I'm going to do is step 1. I don't think we're going to cut the Steamkins. Steamkins one of the only early drops we've got. Our curve is not good. Yeah, we actually are cutting Magus of the Wheel. It's a bit too slow. We're going to cut Thrill of Possibility. Again, it's a bit too slow. All right, I'm not adding more cards. I'm not adding more cards until we at least get to 100 cards. And then we can consider switching things up. But we have a lot of wheels already in the deck. Jai is pretty good. I guess she's a little bit too slow even here. Even here, she's a bit too slow. Koth I really like. Chandra I like. Discard your hands. Discard up to 3 cards. Like, these cards are good. They're just a little bit slow. Jaya seems good. Koth is really good. His -2 ability is really good when we want to go off. Can Crosby cut because you have Stormkill? I think we want both is the problem. I think Hoarding Dragon is probably too slow. Hoarding Dragon costs 5 mana, and then we have to sacrifice it to get its value. Goblin Engineer is immediate value. Gamble is immediate value. We're going to have to cut Hoarding Dragon. I don't want to cut too many of the other wheels, though. The wheels are good. Faithless Looting I like. Gamble I like. Cathartic Reunion we could cut. Valakut's good. Wheel of Fortune is good. Fervent Mastery is good. I guess I'll cut the Cathartic as well. I'll cut the Cathartic Reunion as well. Man, we have to do a lot of cuts, though. A lot of cuts. This is yikes. This is yikes territory. 116. I feel like you only need like 6 dragons. Yeah. Well, we're mostly like burning our opponents to death, right? Fire Emancipation I really like. It is expensive, though. Hardness of Storm I think is really good here. Ascension is really good here. Dragon Tempest, I guess we don't necessarily need. How many dragons do you have for Dragonstorm? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 dragons for Dragonstorm, I think is good. Can probably cut Dragonstorm. I don't want to cut Dragon. It's a fun card. It's a fun card. I'll cut Dragon Tempest though. I don't want to cut Dragonstorm though. It's a fun card. This is a Tomer pet card. I'm not cutting it. I think maybe Rings is too slow here. Maybe Rings and Bright Hearth is too slow here. I'm just gonna cut them. I'm not even gonna look at them. I'm just gonna cut them. They're gone. They're cut. Cut all Planeswalkers. Wayfarer's Bauble for budget. I feel like I like Wayfarer's Bauble because it's a 1-drop and it feeds into our extraplanar lens Gauntlet of Power Cage Sun thing. Rings is our Dirtle plan though. I know, but we're like going less dirtily. Infant Storms go Grinning Agnes. If Burju was our commander, I would put in Grinning Agnes, but it's not. Season is spiky and painful. Cut fetch then. Yeah, we don't need the fetches anymore. I just cut the reasons for the fetches. So we will cut the fetches. Fable Passage. We're gonna add lands obviously instead, but I like 26. Cut the rings. Ditch Engineer, I'd say. Engineer still finds what's it called? The Thrumming Stone though, right? Finds enter the battlefield, search your library for an artifact card, put it into your graveyard and shuffle your library. It can't get it back though, so I guess that is bad. We're gonna cut the Engineer. Blood Moon, so you can also get rid of Crucible. Oh yeah, we could get rid of Crucible. Add Great Furnace and Darksteel Citadel. I mean, that could work. Cut Walkers. Don't cut Engineer. Toss Shatterskull now. Torbrand. Crucible. Can go fetches. What about Half Shack? Get Deck Fitting. We're cutting the Crucible as well. We still have 11. Okay. And we're only at 35 lands, which is like not ideal. I would put Shatterskull Summit now. Shatterskull. I don't know how to spell his name. Shatterskull. Smashing. It's smashing. Yeah, we'll cut Primal Amulet. Alright. Why would we add a Great Furnace and Darksteel Citadel, though? We have Goblin Engineer, but that's the only thing. Is it worth adding 2 artifact lands just for Goblin Engineer? I don't know. Oh yeah, it does get a lot of stuff still. Yeah, that's true. It gets a bunch of stuff. Okay, so we'll add it. We don't really need a lot of mountains. I also like the idea of Blood Mooning people. I do like me a Blood Moon. This is a Blood Moon deck. But it does make people angry. We'll cut one of these. We'll add a Great Furnace. We'll add a Darksteel Citadel. Is Gauntlet of Power or Sun that good in this deck? I think it is. Um, I guess we can take out the Tectonic Edge because now we have a strip mine. So that's cool. Lithorum Engine's out. Oh, we still have 11 cards to cut. Can we go down a couple Dragons approaches? God, I hope so. God, I hope we could cut some Dragons approaches. No Vandal Blast in this deck, huh? No, this deck is a mess. What are you... Do you want to add Ironcrag feet? No, Varen, no. I don't wanna. I don't wanna. 11 cards still to cut. Two or three. I mean, I'm gonna go down to 28 Dragon approaches. Just because at this point I don't even know anymore, right? Maybe cut Fire Emancipation. Fire Emancipation is pretty sick. Just cut lands, forehead. Always cut lands. Runaway Steamkin. I think Steamkin's good. I think Steamkin's kind of very much like Burgi, right? It's a little bit worse, but it's Burgi. 9 to go. Jaya and Chandra. They're so good though. Might as well go down to 26. Probably don't need Fire Emancipation. Yeah. I'm sorry, Fire Emancipation. I just need to cut cards. Oh boy. Alright, let's cut it. Cut the Artist. Treasonous Ogre. Treasonous Ogre. Oh, so tough. What dragons do we have left at this point? We still have like 8 dragons. We have enough dragons. The dragons will kill people. Cut Gamble. We don't have Loam. Gamble's so good. We want to discard a dragon's approach. We're keeping that. We're keeping the number of lands and the MDFCs. We're gonna cut other stuff. 8 cards. Man, Dragon's Approach does not allow a lot of stuff. Maybe cut Gauntlet of Power with only 25 basics. I feel like 25 is still enough. Is it not? What about the artifact that makes all your creatures all creature types? So you can Masculine Nexus is what you're thinking. I don't think it's necessary because we don't dump our entire all the dragons on the battlefield. Like we have Dragonstorm, but I feel like Dragonstorm for 8 or something is like totally fine. I feel like Nehead makes a ton of mana, yeah. Like I cast 1 Dragon Approach and then Nehead makes 9 mana for us, which is insane. 1 Walker has to go. Yeah, I think it's gotta be. I think it's gonna be the Chandra. I think Chandra has to go. I'm sorry, Chandra. It's good though. It's so good, especially if we could ramp it out quick. Sorry, Chandra. Sorry, Chandra. I'm sorry. Man, it's so hard when you have so many dragons approaches in the deck. Kill Jaya too? Oh no. But Jaya, this is the only spot where Jaya can be decent. This is her only spot where she will ever be played. 5 mana, every single turn we can cast a Dragon's Approach off her, and we can discard up to 3 cards. Do you want to add Twin Flame to Clone Dockside? No! I don't want to add anything. I want to cut things. I don't want to add. We have 7 cards to cut. 7 cards! Oh man, this is so rough. Locket of Yesterdays. Locket of Yesterdays is so cool. I love that card here. Exile is 1 approach. Yeah, I think it's worth. I think it's worth to exile. Comes into play, you may remove 2 target sorcery cards in a single graveyard from the game. So you can remove a a. I guess we don't have many other sorceries, but we can remove like a Wheel of Misfortune or something instead. No take only at cut semblance anvil. No man, it's so good here though. Do we need the planeswalkers? Oh man, this is so rough. This is so rough, chat. Boy, 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 oh boy, oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. You need to exile two. No, is it the same one? Come to play, you may remove two target sorcery cards in a single graveyard. If it has a name as one of them printed cards. You only have to exile one Dragon's Approach with it. The other sorcery it can be any other sorcery. It could be another Dragon's Approach, but it can be another one. Anvil is worse than Medallion, Cloud Key, and Locket though, right? It makes it cost two less. And Dragon's Approach is two in a generic. You can probably cut three more Dragon's Approaches. God, I hope so. God, I hope so. You need one more. You need to cut one more because you still don't have Mystics in here. No, man. No more ads. Chandra Incinerator is removal. Yeah, it's removal. Copies the other sorcery. Oh. Maybe that's too much then. Is that too much? Is Spellweaver Helix not that good then? Cut Locket because it only works to approach, but I feel like that's the point. Chandra's Incinerator deals non-combat damage to an opponent. Deals that much to each opponent. Maybe Treasonous Ogre is a bit too much. I'm gonna just cut Treasonous Ogre. You know what? This is my channel. I get to cut what I want. Goodbye, Ogre. Locket cut? I'm keeping the locket. Won't even care. Don't even care anymore. Probably not necessary if you already have cost reductions everywhere. We don't have any ways to reduce the red, though. That's the only scary thing. There's no red. Cut. Maybe Cloud Key's a little bit too weak. Just cut 6 lands. We're gonna cut two approaches because so this is insanely close. We're gonna get it. No more approach cuts. That was it. I swear. 4 more cards. Is Goldspan Dragon good enough? It's fine. I think Cloud Key is a little bit too weak. We're gonna cut the Cloud Key. I have spoken. It is decided. It's useless for anything that isn't Dragon's Approach. I mean, Helix Jessica's Will is another way to win. Terror is weak. Terror is kind of weak. Urgh. How many things do you need for Ripple to work? Is there a number? I think Chandra Incinerator is going to feel bad in our hands, but if we cast one Dragon's Approach, Chandra Incinerator costs 1 red to play. Need between 25 and 30. Need at least 28. Oh no, don't tell me that. Oh no, don't tell me that. So I need to stick between 25 and 30. Oh man. So we need to add more of them again. Yeah, we'll take out Terror. Terror of the Peaks. Cut Dragons and Dragonstorm. Do we not want Dragonstorm in the deck? We can cut it. We can cut the Dragonstorm. I'm not gonna hold on to Dragonstorm. That's where people want, and it could be gone. Can't support D-Storm. Think Steel Hellkite? I'm gonna cut Steel Hellkite. Cut Goldspan? I like Goldspan though. Not enough dragons? Alright, I'll cut the Dragonstorm. I'll cut the Dragonstorm. Yeah. I really like Dragonstorm. It's such a cool card. But we had to make some cuts. We had to make some cuts and it had to go. I'm sorry, Dragonstorm. I'm sorry. We got there in the end. Not cut Cage Sun. Costelet normally doesn't make it on your turn again. Cut Looting. Cut Jaya. I guess Looting is I guess Looting's fine. We'll cut the Looting. We'll cut the Looting. We'll add one more Dragon's Approach, I guess. And then we'll add another Dragon's Approach. Cut the Looting, cut Jaya. But I feel like Jaya, like we need some ways to get rid of the Dragon's Approaches in our hand. But I guess maybe Looting is just better than Jaya. Yeah, alright. We'll cut Jaya, we'll put in Looting instead. Alright, if people want Cage Sun out, we'll get Cage Sun out, and we'll put in one more Faithless Looting. There. Ah. That was tough. That was actually tough. Oh, man. I would cut the Exfoliating Lens before Cage Sun. No, man. No, man, don't do this to me. I liked Jaya though. I'm a little bit weird. I'm a little bit worried that we might have too many Dragon's Approaches stuck in our hands, and we won't have enough discard outlets. But I mean, how do we get Dragon's Approaches in the graveyard efficiently? We have Runehorn Hellkite, we have Dragon Mage, we have Null Spine Dragon, Faithless Looting. Valka can get them out, but not into her graveyard. Wheel of Misfortune, Fervent Mastery, Gamble. That's basically it. Carah turns them into card draw, cast them. That's true. That is true. Forges Soul for another wheel. I mean, we could. I don't know. I think that's it. Yeah, Carah, we just cast them with Carah. That's fine. Then we say Goblin Engineer was bad. It's actually good. Because it can get the locket, it can get a medallion, it can get an Exfoliating Lens, Semblance Avil, Helix. It's good. We don't exactly protect Carah well, though. Yeah, if Carah dies, she dies. But hopefully we'll have enough. Hopefully we'll have enough mana to do stuff. All right, this is it. This is it, chat. We got there. $607. It's way more expensive than I usually do, but whatever. All right, we're putting it in there. I'll link it to the chat, and I will link it in the video description. Final list. Boom. Boom. Saved it. Dragons. All right. All right. All right. We did it. Whew. Mesmeric Orb is a great call. It is a great call. I can't add anything else. I can't add everything else. Why are we snowman anyway? It was, I mean, it's kind of cute with extra planar lens. Like, extra planar lens requires you to, it only works if you tap a lane with the exact same name as it. So if our opponents have mountains that aren't snow covered, then it works with it. Did it have another reasoning for it? Not really. Like, it's good if you want to have like Scred or something, but whatever. Rip the superior rings of Bright Hearth plan. Then it was good too. It was good too. I needed to cut things. I need to cut things. Lens and Anvil are gonna make us sad when they die. I mean, everything dies though. It's fine. We could add like a Blood Moon or something, but I just didn't want to. It was hard enough. There's 28 Dragon approaches in the deck. It was very tough to make. Very tough to make the deck work. It's not a perfect build. It definitely needs playtesting and whatnot, but I think it's pretty darn sweet. Pretty darn sweet even as it is. So yeah. Hope you enjoyed this one, chat. There's a lot of tough cuts. A lot of very tough cuts. But despite all that, I think the end result is still quite sweet. Sir Carah, the Bold, drawing 3 cards every single time we cast a Dragon's Approach. Tons of ways of making Dragon's Approach cost only 1 red mana. And then once we do start casting Dragon's Approaches, we double the casting with Harness the Storm, double it with Pyromancer Ascension, double it with Spellweaver Helix. So we're doing a stupid amount of damage really fast. Win the game off Thrumming Stone. Quick cut cost for dry. I'm not cutting anything else. No, we're at 100. That's it. Feel free to make any changes as you wish. All right. Consider this the basis. If you like it, you like it. You want to build it yourself, build it. You can make the changes. That's it for me, though. Hope everybody enjoyed this one. This was a pretty agonizing brew for me, but I appreciate that. With the help of you all, we got there in the end. We got there in the end, and I'm proud of all of us. All right, that is it for the stream, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. I will be back on Wednesday to do a Commander gameplay, and it's going to be Wizard of the Coast. Daniel Holt is going to be joining us, along with Krim and one other special guest. We're going to be playing Kamigawa Week, where each of us are building a commander deck that is from the plane of Kamigawa. The 99 has no restriction, but the commander itself is all going to be Kamigawa Kamigawa-themed commanders in some sort of way. It's going to be really sweet. I'm looking forward to it. So until then, friends, see ya!